Hello and welcome back. In this session, we are going to learn inheritance and composition. Well, we will start with extending a class, how to extend a class in a Scala. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to, well, one thing before we get started. In previous videos, this is the 20th video in this sequence. Well, the sequence might be edited later, but as of now, this is the 20th one. And then up to this point, we have seen many complete programs. We learned how to compile them, how to run them, and we also learned how to run them without compiling because Scala interpreter can directly take the .scala file. And also we saw Scala interpreter, the REPL, read, evaluate, print loop. So I think by now we should be comfortable on how to, write a complete program, how to compile it, how to run it, or how to use REPL, where we don't have to necessarily write a complete program. So now onwards, we may not write full programs because now programs get longer and longer. I mean, not fully runnable, but we'll write the essential portion to demonstrate what exactly we are talking about and how to actually write code for the items that we will be talking about. Okay, and rest of the things should be filled from our previous videos. Okay, so if somebody watches all the videos, then it should be fairly easy to actually convert whatever we'll be writing in this session and coming sessions to a fully runnable program. Okay, so that's kind of exercise. So with that, let's start our typical file, and I'm going to call it as vehicle. Well, I could say, well, I think vehicle is better. Vehicle app.scala. Okay, so I'm going to also set line numbers. Okay, that's a line number. We saw one there. It's easy to kind of talk about. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we're going to create one class called vehicle. Okay, and that has attributes. And then we'll create another class called car, another class called truck that extends from the vehicle class. Okay, and given a class, we know how to create objects of that class and how to call methods that we have already seen in earlier videos. So we didn't have to necessarily do that, but we'll do the portion that we haven't done before. Okay. Now we start with the class insert mode. Okay. First I need to get my numbers, and then I should be in insert mode vehicle. Okay. So inside the so good thing about Scala is I can create I can in my class definition in the same line I can have my parameter. So that means I'm basically creating constructor. Okay, I'm going to make it a string model string year. I'm going to put int. Okay, and then so it ends and def calculate price. Yeah, we're kind of having all the parameters and then methods that are common that are likely to be common or are common to all kind of vehicles. Okay, so now calculate price per factor int and then double is equal to the price we're expecting it to be double, and then well, price is equal to I'm going to say okay, year minus 2000, okay, multiplied by var factor. So that var factor could be anything. Sometimes the prices they go down, it could be because of competition, sometimes it could be because of the technology, so that we don't have to worry about. We just for the purpose of this lesson, we just keep in mind that this represents to some parameter that here it is one parameter, but it could be also a list of parameters that actually govern the price, that affect the price of the vehicle. Okay, so and then we multiply that with var factor 5 factor, and then we multiply that with 1, 2, 3, and in Scala, the last line, whatever we write, that is the return. Instead of writing something like the return price, we just like return, oops, price, we just write the price. Okay, so I don't have to write the return result word. Okay, and also don't worry about the the typical way of calculating the price. Okay, because you'll be given the formula to calculate the price if you get a this kind of problem, and that becomes a part of the requirement. Okay, so you may not use this formula, but we are just showing the common components and how the structure of the program looks like when we are doing inheritance. All right, with that, let's go to our subclasses. Okay, now I'm going to define a car class, and this car class is going to extend from the vehicle class. Okay, so I need to have all these parameters: make, string, model, string, year, int. Okay, those are the parameters that I have in my superclass, right? In the vehicle class, you can see that that's in line number 1, and then here I have one more parameter, which is mode, which is string, mode string, the mode of the car, different kind of modes for the car, right? To represent that. So, or it could be any attribute, you don't have to think too hard on that, like what I have to have. Okay, you're very likely to encounter a situation where you'll have a lot of parameters, okay, a lot of attributes, and then some of the attributes will not be common with the superclass. That part you don't have to worry about. We just worry about the syntax, okay, because that's what we are learning. Okay, now I use the keyword extends, okay, and then I use vehicle because car extends vehicle, right? Now I didn't have to kind of define the type, but I need to pass make from here, right? This constructor. Now this is variable, this is valid here. Make, right? I have to say it's a string because it's already defined there, right? And then model and year, okay? And then the definition of the car starts, okay? Now you'll have a car specific methods, right? Oops, methods. That's it. And then similarly for truck, again I'm going to have make, model, year, and then I might have something like typical operation, how to operate operation, and might have some comment or something like that. Okay, you might be kind of doing things like you're only operating in certain part of the day or something like that, or you operate in certain for certain purpose, right? Those kind of things. So like similarly for car, in the mode you might have a gas mode, or you might have a electric mode, those kind of things. But that's not something that we need to worry about. We just keep in mind that we have additional attributes that are not in the superclass. That's all we need to kind of keep in mind. Okay, because that's what we are trying to simulate here. Operation, I'm going to define string, and then again extends vehicle and make, model here, right? Ready, and over here, and well, I don't need many because I'm not going to write a complete program. Truck specific methods here, right? Okay, so now I have everything ready here, right? So now if you're supposed to write a complete program, complete runnable application, you need to fill this thing over here in line number 9. You need to fill things in line number 13, and then you would say object and your object name here, name here, you would start bracket, close it, and you have def main, right? Is this right? I'm not going to write that because we have already seen that. Okay, or I might just, since I'm starting it, right, array string, right, unit is equal to definition over here, right, and then I might say val my car is equal to new car, and I might supply value. Okay, make what's a car, like Honda Civic, right? Like a Honda like Civic, is that a model? Okay, some string value, and then year might be 1992, and then mode might be just gas, right? That's my car object. And then if I have, let's say over here, if I have, let me go there, over here, not exactly there, over here, I have, let's say, method A, and then I have some statements there, right, like that, and I might be actually returning something here, right, unit or something like that. Then I might just, and if I need to call that method, then it will be my car dot a, or if I don't have parameters, just say, right, that's it. So yeah, so now you can easily write that. So this completes extending a class. In the next session we'll learn overriding methods and fields. Okay.